All right, welcome back. At this point, we're going to work on graphing. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to click and highlight my data that I want to graph. Then I'm going to go to Insert, and then I go to Chart. And in physics, we always use an XY scatter plot. Now, for some reason, it defaults to a bar chart in this case. So to change it, I go to Charts, and I go to Scatter, and I select the XY scatter plot. And we can see that my data has been graphed. I'm going to go ahead and go to Customize at this point so that I can change my chart title to, in this case, it was speed versus height of ramp for marble rolling across a table. You always want to do very long, boring, descriptive titles because it helps your reader know exactly what this data was about. I don't really care about the legends too much, but I'm going to leave that because it'll come in useful later. The maximize actually just changes this to a really big version. I'm going to undo that. Down below, I want to change my axes titles. So in this case, my horizontal axis is time slash, oh, sorry, not time. This is height slash centimeters. And then I'm going to change the axis to the left vertical, and I'll change the vertical axis title, which is going to be in this case not height but speed in meters per second. Alright, last but not least, I'm going to change my legend back to the right because it for some reason put it on the inside. And that's about it for this one. So I'm going to go ahead and hit insert, and we can see that this inserts a chart here. Now if you want to move this to a separate spreadsheet all on its own, you can say move to own sheet, and that's often useful for kind of further analysis. But for looking at the effects of different things, sometimes it's useful to have it right here. Now, the reason why it's kind of useful to have it right here is sometimes when you're trying to play around with the data and figure something out, it's really helpful. Sorry, my Google Spreadsheets is freezing. Give me 1 second. All right, undo. All right, so sometimes it's really helpful to be able to change a value. So for example, let's pretend I accidentally entered this height down here as 6.1, and in reality it was supposed to be, I don't know, 6.9, or let's say 6.7. I can change that, and then what we'll see happen is that data point right there moved. If I change it back to 6.1, we'll see it move again. So it's super helpful to be able to see your chart update in real time, especially when you're doing some visual analysis. That's it for how you chart. Next time we're going to work on how to process your graph a little bit further to make sure that a line of best fit fits to it appropriately.